6-year-old Lillian is excited to start grade 1 and see all her friends again.
We go play outside.
Her dad is too.
I think better if she go to school.
Tomorrow, the province will unveil what back to school will look like in BC, but some parents are still feeling anxious.
I'm nervous about the second wave.
A recent poll found that only 40% of parents in BC would send their kids back to school, far lower than the national average of 59%. And 48% of British Columbians were undecided on what to do. Luis Giraldo and his wife are leaning towards keeping their 8-year-old son at home.
We work from home for the most part, and so we're able to accommodate. I know this is harder for a lot of other people, and so this is actually part of the concern for us, is that if people have no choice and they have to send their kids to school, they could obviously carry the virus and all these other things that become a problem for others too. So I guess being cautious.
The poll also found the majority of respondents were in favor of mandatory temperature checks for students and protective masks for staff. But even with those measures, some parents aren't convinced.
No, I don't think anything will make it feel safe. Kids, they don't do social distance, right? So it's not safe.
Education Minister Rob Fleming says they're moving ahead with a scientific and evidence-based approach.
If there is a so-called second wave, or if there are perhaps regional outbreaks, just as we plan to move forward in terms of a return to in-class instruction, we have to be prepared based on the circumstances of the virus and transmission to be able to nimbly move back.
And the opposition is hoping for some examples of what those options would look like.
We want nothing more than to have a safe startup and a couple of options of what that looks like, to give some clarity to teachers as well as to families out there right now that are in a very, very uncertain time.
As parents wait for word on what the return to schools may look like. Tina Lovegreen, CBC News, Vancouver.